The news at prime time. Tweede Nuwe jaar is synonymous with the Minstrel Parade in Cape Town, when thousands of colourfully dressed minstrels take to the streets in the mother city. The tradition dates back nearly 200 years, and many are so eager not to miss the festivities that they've already started to line up along the streets. Our reporter Vanessa Poonah has joined in on those already marking their spots along their route. Let's cross to her now in Cape Town and find out what the mood is like ahead of this celebration tomorrow. Vanessa?
Peter, yes, good evening. There's a festive mood and an expectant mood here in Darling Street in Cape Town, just opposite the City Hall, where families have been camping out from as early as Wednesday morning already to ensure that they have their spot come tomorrow morning, when over 60 minstrel troops will be making their way down Darling Street in colourful costumes in a tradition that spans over 200 years, Peter. It's a tradition that started way back in the Cape during the slave era, when slaves were only given off on the 2nd of January to celebrate the new year. And the people that I've been speaking to here today that have secured their spaces say that this is a very important part of their culture and heritage to pass on to the young ones, so that they too can, for generations to come, celebrate Tweede Nuwe jaar here in Cape Town with the Minstrel Parade that's expected to take place tomorrow.
Vanessa, for people who have no idea what this parade looks like, give us a sense of what people will see and experience.
Peter, there's only one word that I can describe when I talk about the minstrels, and it's extravaganza. It's an extravaganza of colour, it's an extravaganza of sound. A lot of work goes into the costumes, colourful costumes, minstrels with painted faces, brightly hued umbrellas, making their way, dancing, celebrating, but also reminiscing down the streets of Cape Town. This is what revellers and partygoers here at the Minstrel Parade tomorrow can expect to see. So people who have never ever been part of this 200-year legacy really can expect to see a sea of colour, as many as 60 troops, over 1,000 minstrels taking part in this parade. That's what they can expect to see come Tweede Nuwe jaar here in Cape Town.
And is this something that the whole city sort of comes together for, and just to come and see and experience? Is this a real city event?
Indeed, Peter. Also, it's in recent years also visitors to Cape Town, not just visitors from across South Africa, but also international tourists have made this one of the to-do things on their list in Cape Town when they are here on holiday. In previous years, we've spoken to tourists and they say that this is one of the must-dos. Also, the Boer Cup, an area synonymous with the slave culture and heritage here in Cape Town, also comes alive at this time of year. Also one of the tourism hotspots for this kind of a carnival atmosphere. So yes, Peter, it is one of those events that draws crowds from far and wide, from all across the colour lines, race lines if one will, people from different cultures coming. It's a melting pot really, if we can call it that, Peter, and that's what we expect come tomorrow when the minstrels take to the streets of Cape Town.
Now, I've never been to the Rio Carnival, but I was lucky to experience the Notting Hill Carnival in London, and one gets a sense that one's imagination just goes wild when people create these costumes. Is that what we'll expect in Cape Town tomorrow as well?
Peter, yes, it is really a work of a labour of love, if one can call it that. Earlier this week, colleagues of mine also did a story on the preparation that goes into the Minstrel Parade. Not only the youngsters and the elderly coming together and practicing the banjo, all musical instruments, but also the seamstresses, the milliners that make the colourful hats, the costumes, working from as early as January already to prepare for the Minstrel Carnival for the next year. And when you see these costumes, Peter, they come in all colours, brightly coloured costumes, making their way down Cape Town streets. It really is one of the must-sees. So before you go and visit the Rio Carnival, Peter, I suggest you come to Cape Town and enjoy the Minstrel Carnival with us.
Only to see you in your costume, Vanessa, only to see you. But thanks so much for giving us an update there. Vanessa Poonah giving us a little bit of a sense of what's going to be happening downtown Cape Town tomorrow. If you're in the area, make sure you experience that. Now, the dawn of the new year was ushered in with much celebration, lights and spectacular fireworks displays. Security was stepped up in many parts of the world where the biggest celebration spots were happening, but this was amid